Radio 90.5 FM. Unrivaled entertainment non-stop. The news now, latest development, events to look out for, not only in Nigeria, but across the globe.
No provision for fuel subsidy. The fuel subsidy is gone.
Political issues, foreign affairs.
I will protect Social Security and Medicare for our great seniors. They deserve it.
Business reports, sporting events.
Hello, forgot that! Oh, wow! Oh, wow! That is one of the great goals!
Entertainment updates and many more. All on Midas Radio 90.5 FM. Unrivaled information. Fresh, factual, accurate, unbiased, concise, balanced on Midas Radio News. It's time to bring you stories that matter.
It's 6 o'clock. Good evening. My name is BUKOLA OLORUNTOBI with News Spectrum on Midas Radio 90.5 FM, broadcasting live from ADO-EKITI. Here are the top stories. President Tinubu's Senate pledged improved welfare on Workers' Day as Labour raises concerns. Ekiti Assembly introduces formal emergency code amid security concerns. And on the foreign scene, Sweden raises citizenship residency requirement to 8 years. Now the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has declared insecurity and poverty as national emergencies, warning that both pose serious threats to jobs, productivity, and national stability. Speaking in commemoration of this year's Workers' Day, the president said the government is tackling the twin challenges with urgency, stressing that decent work cannot exist where insecurity persists and wages cannot sustain families. President Tinubu emphasized that his administration is pursuing a multi-dimensional strategy focused on job creation, economic diversification, and social protection, aimed at reducing poverty and strengthening inclusive growth. He urged labor unions, including the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, to embrace dialogue in resolving disputes, stressing that strikes should be a last resort. In the same vein, President of the Senate, Gospel Akpabio, has congratulated Nigerian workers on this year's International Workers' Day, praising their strength, dedication, and love for the country despite the challenges they face at work. In the statement, Akpabio highlighted the importance of workers across different sectors and acknowledged the difficulties workers face, including the rising cost of living and pressures at work. He said the Senate is committed to improving workers' welfare through better laws and policies, stressing that recent steps such as the new National Minimum Wage Act and welfare packages show the commitment. Akpabi also called on employers to take better care of the workers on the note that a well-treated workforce is key to national growth. Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party has extended warm greetings to Nigerian workers on the occasion of the 2026 Workers' Day, describing them as the backbone of national development and urging stronger protection of their welfare amid current economic challenges. In a message, Secretary of the BOT, Muhazo Aliyu, and the chairman of the BOT, Adolfo Wabara, paid tribute to workers across the country for their resilience and contributions to national growth. They noted that Nigerian workers continue to make significant sacrifices in sustaining the economy despite prevailing economic hardships. They called for greater attention to workers' welfare, stressing that fair treatment and improved living conditions remain essential to national stability and development. Meanwhile, Nigerian labor leaders have raised fresh concerns over rising insecurity, poverty, and the shrinking space for decent work in the country, warning that the worsening conditions are undermining workers' welfare and national productivity. The concerns were expressed at the pre-May Day lecture convened by organized labor in Abuja, ahead of the 2026 Workers' Day celebration. President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, said insecurity and poverty had become major obstacles to decent work, adding that solving these problems would improve living conditions and economic activities across the country, especially in agriculture and small businesses. Also, President of the Trade Union Congress, Festus Osifo, called for stronger solidarity among workers and stakeholders to combat poverty and insecurity, calling for greater cooperation towards improving working conditions nationwide. Away from that, the state government has approved the appointment of 3 tutors general to fill vacancies in the state teaching service. Chairman of the State Teaching Service Commission, Rhoda Ojo, announced the appointments made by Governor Biodun Oyebanji in ADO-EKITI, following a selection process involving 15 senior principals from public secondary schools. Ojo described the appointment as a call to service, urging the appointees to improve academic standards, uphold discipline, and avoid financial impropriety, while maintaining the state's zero-tolerance stance on examination malpractice. The newly appointed tutors general are Fashionroti Munisola from Ekiti North, Agbebumi Oluwakemi from Ekiti Central, and Adebayo Motola from Ekiti South, with the commission stating that their emergence was based on merit and hard work. In another one, Ekiti State government has dismissed allegations of contract fraud published by Sahara reporters as misleading and lacking factual basis, stressing that procurement procedures, including approvals and competitive bidding, were strictly observed where necessary. In a statement, the Commissioner for Information, Taiwo Latuboson, said all contracts under the Youth in Agriculture program followed due process in line with the Ekiti State Public Procurement Law and financial regulations. The government also rejected claims of contract splitting, explaining that projects were structured based on location, scope, and logistics to ensure efficiency and timely delivery. It added that the eligibility of companies was determined by capacity, not the date of registration, noting that all contractors met required standards. Meanwhile, the Righteous People's Movement, a humanitarian outreach of the Old Catholic International Missionary Society of St. Christopher Tosims has launched a food bank initiative in ADO-EKITI to tackle rising hardship and promote responsible voting ahead of the state's governorship election. The program was unveiled at the group's newly opened office at the ADO-EKITI Terminal Main Park, while organizers emphasized that the initiative extends beyond food distribution but offers support in education, healthcare, financial assistance, and broader social welfare. Convener of the movement, Oluwaseun Raphael Fagbon, explained that the food bank operates through a structured system where aid is provided based on verified needs and beneficiaries are linked to partner organizations within and outside Nigeria.
Deposit and others withdraw. So your food that you need may be educational scholarship. Your food for you may be spiritual. Food bank is just used as a genre. So, and the word bank is where people deposit and others withdraw. So that's how the understanding of that word is important. We call this place food bank, but it's a place of solution, a place to receive help. So we have our protocol with which we work to determine who really needs there when we get there. So it's not a place of waste. It's not another government project where everybody comes to collect. So we have our
With about 50 days to the election, the group linked the rising cost of living and the state's economic hardship influencing voter behavior and encouraged responsible decision-making among voters and strengthening media engagement.
In Nigeria, currently, we have a school, Old Catholic Apostolic Church in Nigeria. We have other groups outside. We don't want to talk, don't collect money, go and vote right. You cannot achieve righteousness where there is hunger. ADO-EKITI ranks the highest in inflation for the past 3 months. But we don't hear that. We know that we have to bring food to the people. Before we can tell them not to collect bribe, not to dance in the sun and be endorsing, we put something inside the people's belly and they can listen to us. Our strategy is provision of help and solution for the people.
We apologize for the mix-up in the bulletin. Meanwhile, the Righteous People's Movement, a humanitarian outreach of the Old Catholic International Missionary Society of St. Christopher Tosims, has launched a food bank initiative in ADO-EKITI to tackle rising hardship and promote responsible voting ahead of the state's governorship election. The program was unveiled at the group's newly opened office at the ADO-EKITI Terminal Main Park, where organizers emphasized that the initiative extends beyond food distribution, but offers support in education, healthcare, financial assistance, and broader social welfare. Convener of the movement, Oluwaseun Raphael Fagbon, explained that the food bank operates through a structured system where aid is provided based on verified needs and beneficiaries are linked to partner organizations within and outside Nigeria.
So your food that you need may be educational scholarship. Your food for you may be spiritual. Food bank is just used as a genre. So, and the word bank is where people deposit and others withdraw. So that's how the understanding of that word is important. We call this place food bank, but it's a place of solution, a place to receive help. So we have our protocol with which we work to determine who really needs there when we get there. So it's not a place of waste. It's not another government project where everybody comes to collect. So we have our
With about 50 days to the election, the group linked the rising cost of living in the state to economic hardship influencing voter behavior and encouraged responsible decision-making among voters and strengthening media engagement.
In Nigeria, currently, we have a school, Old Catholic Apostolic Church in Nigeria. We have other groups outside. Why we don't want to talk, don't collect money, go and vote right. You cannot achieve righteousness where there is hunger. ADO-EKITI ranks the highest in inflation for the past 3 months. But we don't hear that. We know that we have to bring food to the people. Before we can tell them not to collect bribe, not to dance in the sun and the endorsing, we put something inside the people's belly and they can listen to us. Our strategy is provision of help and solution for the people.
Fagbon further called for increased media engagement to reflect the realities faced by citizens. And on security matters, Ekiti State's House of Assembly has formally introduced a new security code, 112, aimed at strengthening public safety and improving rapid response to emergencies across the state. In a statement by Clerk of the Assembly, Okpayemi Hajibola, the initiative followed a resolution reached during plenary and received approval from Governor Biodun Oyebanji as part of efforts to enhance security measures. The statement emphasized the need to sensitize residents on the purpose and use of the code through broadcast platforms. The House expressed confidence in the media's role in public enlightenment, urging widespread awareness to ensure residents can effectively utilize 112 as the new emergency code. In the meantime, the Federal Capital Territory Police Command says it will commence a comprehensive psychological and mental health assessment of its personnel on May 4 in a bid to enhance their emotional stability, sound judgment, and overall performance both on and off duty. FCT Commissioner of Police Ahmed Sanusi announced the initiative during an emergency meeting with area commanders, divisional police officers, and heads of tactical units across the command. Sanusi directed the command's medical director, Ifash Yashe Akinola, and the police counseling unit to collaborate on the exercise. The commissioner underlined the need for the highest standards of professionalism in the discharge of policing duties. You're still listening to News Spectrum on Midas Radio 90.5 FM, ADO-EKITI.
Remember to protect the land of honor and integrity. Please visit www.midasradio905.fm for more information, and you can follow us across our social media platforms at Midas Radio 905 for regular updates. You can also download our app on Apple or Play Store for convenient access and your listening pleasure. Midas Radio cares about you, and we are committed to bringing you stories that matter.
Thanks for staying with us. Moving on to the rest of the news. The Nigeria Democratic Congress has fixed May 9, 2026 for its first national convention to be held in Abuja. The program of events, which is to be held across the country, was disclosed in a statement. The Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the party, Abdul Momin Abdul Salam, who confirmed that ward and polling unit congresses, which started across the country today, will end tomorrow, followed by local government and state congresses on May 4. Zonal congresses are expected to take place on May 6th, setting the stage for the national convention 3 days later. The statement noted that the phased approach is designed to ensure an orderly emergence of party structures from the grassroots to the national level, in line with its constitution and operational guidelines. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has mandated as Chief of Staff Femi Gbajabiamila and Special Advisor on Political Matters Ibrahim Masari to provide presidential supervision over the All Progressives Congress primary elections for Senate and House of Representatives seats ahead of the 2027 general elections. The move follows recent high-level engagements with senators and House of Representatives members. Under the new arrangement, the supervisory team comprising Gbajabiamila and Masari will interface with APC state governors and the party's National Working Committee, President of the Senate, and Speaker of the House of Representatives in delivering their presidential assignment. The duo is expected to liaise closely with governors and party leaders to ensure peaceful, transparent, and credible primaries nationwide, while providing the president with regular feedback on the conduct of the exercise. On the foreign scene, Sweden has increased citizenship residency requirements from 5 years to 8 years, tightening eligibility rules for foreign nationals, with the new policy set to take effect from June 6th. Authorities said that the adjustment is aimed at strengthening integration and ensuring applicants demonstrate a longer-term commitment to living in Sweden. The new rules will apply to both new applications and pending cases that have not been decided by the implementation date. The reforms also introduce mandatory language and civic tests for the first time in Sweden. From a phased rollout beginning in 2027, applicants will need to demonstrate basic Swedish reading and listening skills, as well as knowledge of civic and societal structures. On sports, Nigerian footballer Rafael Oyendika has turned down a new contract from Belgian Pro League outfit Club Brugge. The Nigerian international is seeking to leave Club Brugge this summer despite efforts made by Club Brugge to get Oyendika to sign a new contract. The midfielder had been linked with a move to Turkish Super League champions Galatasaray and German side Wolfsburg in January. Club Brugge, however, prevented the midfielder from leaving. On entertainment, Nigerian actor and filmmaker Lateef Adedimeji and his wife Adebimpe Adedimeji have announced the birth of their triplets. Abdulateef shared the news through a video posted on his official Instagram page, confirming the arrival of the babies. In the post, Lateef spoke about his recent silence and the journey leading to the birth of their children. Following the announcement, friends, colleagues, and fans flooded the couple's Instagram page with congratulatory messages and well wishes. That's News Spectrum this evening, but before we go, here is a recap of the top stories. President Bola Tinubu and President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, have assured workers of improved security and welfare as labor leaders raised concerns during Workers' Day celebrations. The Ekiti State House of Assembly has formally introduced a new security code 112 to strengthen public safety and improve a rapid response to emergencies across the states. On the foreign scene, Sweden has increased a citizenship residency requirement from 5 years to 8 years, tightening eligibility rules for foreign nationals, with the new policy set to take effect from June 6. That's New Spectrum on behalf of the production crew, led by Blessing Ogundala. My name is BUKOLA OLORUNTOBI. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Ìròyìn ní yàjó bó ṣe ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ohun tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́ nílẹ̀ yìí àti káàkiri àgbáyé ọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú ìròyìn ilẹ̀ òkèrè ìròyìn okòwò eré ìdárayá ìròyìn amúlùdùn àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ gbogbo ẹ̀ lórí Midas Radio 90.5 FM ìròyìn tí ò láfiwé ó tuntun ó ṣe sàn án kò lábùlà ó yá àkókò ti tó láti gbọ́ àwọn ìròyìn tó jọjú.
ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ ẹ sì kú iṣẹ́ látàárọ̀ ìròyìn Jale Jako la mú wá fún yín láti kàn ní Midas Radio 90.5 FM JAYE ọmọgbẹ̀yìn lórúkọ mi ṣáájú ẹgbọ́ kókó tí ń bẹ nínú ìròyìn náà. Ààrẹ Tinubu àti ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà ṣèlérí ìgbáyégbádùn láyàjọ́ òṣìṣẹ́ níbi àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ti ké gbàjarè. Ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin Èkìtì ṣàfihàn nọ́mbà pàjáwìrì lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ààbò tó mẹ́hẹ̀. Sweden fi mú àfikún bá iye ọdún ìgbélú fún àwọn àlejò tó fẹ́ gbé lọ́dọ̀ wọn sí ọdún 8. Ìròyìn ọ̀hún rèé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ló ti sọ wípé ọ̀rọ̀ àìsábò àti ìṣẹ́ jẹ́ àwọn nǹkan pàjáwìrì tí ó jẹ́ fún ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ó ní àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí ló máa ń jẹ́ ìdúkùkù lájà mọ́ ìdúróṣinṣin ìjọba. Nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ níbi gbàgede Eagle Square l'Àbújá ni ààrẹ ti gba tẹnu ẹni tó jẹ́ akọ̀wé ìjọba àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí George Akumeyin sọ̀rọ̀ wípé ìjọba ń gbìyànjú láti dojúkọ àwọn nǹkan méjèèjì náà. Ó ní òdiwọ̀n iṣẹ́ kò ṣeé ṣe ò níbi tí ètò ààbò bá ti mẹ́hẹ̀ àti bí owó oṣù kò bá ti lè yanjú àìní mọ̀lẹ́bí. Tinubu ní ìjọba òun gbìyànjú àwọn ipa lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ púpọ̀ láti pèsè iṣẹ́ ìdáàbòbò gbogbo ibi àdínkù ìṣẹ́ àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Wọ́n wá rọ àwọn ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ Nigerian Labour Congress àti Trade Union Congress láti máa ní ìfikùnlukùn pẹ̀lú ìjọba láti lè ní ìdàgbàsókè kó tó di pé wọ́n gùn lé ìyanṣẹ́lódì. Olórí ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà ilẹ̀ yìí Godswill Akpabio ló ti kí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí kú oríire fún ti àyájọ́ òṣìṣẹ́ lágbàáyé. Ó yòǹbo ipa ìfọkànsìn àti ìjáfáfá wọn lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú bí ojú ọjọ́ ṣe rí. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ ni Akpabio tún ṣàlàyé pàtàkì àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lẹ́kànjẹ̀kan gbogbo ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Bákan náà ló yànnàná àwọn ìdojúkọ táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ń dojúkọ nírú àkókò yìí tí gbogbo nǹkan di ọ̀wọ́n gógó. Akpabio fi kún ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ wípé ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà yóò ṣe gbogbo ohun tó bá yẹ o láti mú ìgbáyégbádùn bá àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí nípa ṣíṣe àwọn òfin tí yóò rọ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lọ́rùn. Ó ní ọ̀rọ̀ àfikún owó òṣìṣẹ́ tó wáyé láìpẹ́ ìṣàfihàn wípé ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ mú láyà ìjọba gidigidi. Ọ̀gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ ló pàrọwà fáwọn agbanisẹ́ láti tọ́jú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wọn dáadáa nítorí títọ́jú òṣìṣẹ́ ló lè mú èrè àti ìdàgbàsókè wá. Àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ amúṣẹ́yá ti ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú People's Democratic Party ló ti ránṣẹ́ ìkíníkù oríire sáwọn òṣìṣẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí láti sàmì ayẹyẹ àyájọ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lágbàáyé ti ọdún 2026. Wọ́n júwe àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí igi lẹ́yìn ọgbà ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè. Bákan náà ni wọ́n pè fún ìgbáyégbádùn àti ìdáàbòbò wọn níbi ọrọ̀ ajé ti dẹnu kọlẹ̀ ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tó fi sí ìtàkùn X rẹ̀, akọ̀wé ìgbìmọ̀ amúṣẹ́yá ẹgbẹ́ náà Muazu Aliyu àti alága Adolphus Wabara gbóṣùbà káre fáwọn òṣìṣẹ́ jákèjádò orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà fún ìdúróṣinṣin wọn nípa fífọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ fún ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè. Wọ́n wá rọ ìjọba àtàwọn aládàáni gbogbo láti mú ìgbáyégbádùn àti ààbò àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wọn lọ́kùnkúndùn. Àwọn adarí ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ yìí ni wọ́n ti ké gbàjarè lórí bí ètò ààbò ti mẹ́hẹ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà àti bí ìṣẹ́ àti òṣì ti sọ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ di ẹ̀dùn arinlẹ̀. Eléyìí ló jáde nínú ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ṣáájú àyájọ́ òṣìṣẹ́ lágbàáyé ti ọdún yìí táwọn ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ ṣàgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ nílùú Àbújá. Ààrẹ ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ Nigerian Labour Congress Joe Ajaero ó ní àìsábò àti ìṣẹ́ ti sọ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ di ẹni tí ò jáfáfá lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ mọ́. Ó ní tí ìjọba bá ṣẹ́ ogun wọ̀nyí yóò wú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lórí púpọ̀ láti ṣe iṣẹ́ wọn bó ti tọ́ àti bó ti yẹ. Bákan náà ni ààrẹ Trade Union Congress Festus Osifo náà pè fún ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ láti kojú àwọn ìṣòro táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ń dojúkọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ló ti bọ́wọ́ lu ìyànsípò àwọn olùkọ́ gbogbogbò 3 báyìí láti lè dí àwọn àlàfo tó ṣí sílẹ̀ nílé iṣẹ́ ìjọba tó wà fétò ẹ̀kọ́. Alága ilé iṣẹ́ ìjọba tó wà fétò ẹ̀kọ́ nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì Rhoda Òjó tó fọ̀rọ̀ yìí léde ní gómìnà Oyèbánjí ló yan àwọn 3 ọ̀hún nínú àwọn 15 tó jẹ́ àwọn olùkọ́ àgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ girama nípínlẹ̀ yìí tó jẹ́ ọ̀gá pátápátá. Òjó júwe ìyànsípò wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìpè láti túbọ̀ múra síṣẹ́ ju ti àtẹ̀yìnwá lọ. Àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe yàn sípò olùkọ́ gbogbogbò ọ̀hún ni ààrẹ Fásọ̀rántì Olúṣọlá Mọ́nísọ́lá láti àríwá Èkìtì, Àgbẹ̀bùnmi Olúwakẹ́mi láti àárín gbùngbùn Èkìtì àti Adébáyọ̀ Ọmọ́tọ́lá láti gúúsù Èkìtì tó sì ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ìjáfáfá wọn lẹ́nu iṣẹ́. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ló ti ní irọ́ tó jìnnà sóòótọ́ ni wípé ìjọba ṣe màgòmágó nípa àkànṣe iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n gbé síta gẹ́gẹ́ bí ó ti jáde láti ìwé ìròyìn ayélujára kan tá a mọ̀ sí Sahara Reporters. Wọ́n ní gbogbo ìlànà ń tọ̀ ní ìjọba tẹ̀lé kó tó di wípé wọ́n gbé iṣẹ́ jáde. Kọmíṣánná fún ọ̀rọ̀ ìròyìn Táíwò Ọlátúbọ̀ tún ṣàlàyé wípé gbogbo àkànṣe iṣẹ́ nípa ètò ìrànwọ́ fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ lórí ètò ọ̀gbìn ló jẹ́ èyí tó gba ọ̀nà tó tọ́ tó sì yẹ. Bákan náà ló ní ìjọba kọ ọ̀rọ̀ wípé wọ́n pín àwọn iṣẹ́ ọ̀hún yẹlẹyẹlẹ. Ó ní àwọn iṣẹ́ ọ̀hún wà káàkiri yàtọ̀ sí ojú kan ṣoṣo. Bákan náà níjọba ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò àwọn agbaṣẹ́ṣe dáadáa kó tó di wípé wọ́n gbé iṣẹ́ ọ̀hún fún wọn. Ìjọba wa rọ àwọn ará ìlú láti rí ọ̀rọ̀ màgòmágó yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìròyìn aṣinlọ́nà gbà. Ọ̀gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n rọ àwọn oníròyìn láti máa ṣe ìwádìí tó dáńgájíá kó tó di wípé wọ́n gbé ìròyìn jáde. Àjọ kan tá a mọ̀ sí Righteousness Movement tó jẹ́ àjọ ìrànwọ́ láti ẹ̀ka Old Catholic International Missionary Society ti St. Christopher Tosim ni wọ́n ti ṣe ìfilọ́lẹ̀ ètò kíkó oúnjẹ pamọ́ nílùú ADO-EKITI láti gbógun ti ọ̀wọ́n gógó nǹkan àti láti ṣe ìgbélárugẹ ìlànà tó tọ́ tó sì yẹ fún ọ̀rọ̀ ìdìbò dídì ṣáájú ètò ìdìbò gómìnà tó ń bọ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì. Ètò ọ̀hún ni wọ́n ṣiṣọ́ lójú rẹ̀ ràn nínú ọ́fíìsì àjọ náà tí wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ sí nínú ibùdókọ̀ ìgbàlódé tó wà nílùú ADO-EKITI níbi tí àwọn tó dá a sílẹ̀ ti ní ìdásílẹ̀ rẹ̀ kọjá kápín oúnjẹ fáwọn èèyàn, ṣùgbọ́n ètò ìrànwọ́ lórí ẹ̀kọ́, ọ̀rọ̀ ìlera, ìrànwọ́ owó àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Olùdásílẹ̀ àjọ ọ̀hún Olúwaṣeun Raphael Fagbohun ṣàlàyé wípé ètò náà ó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú àgbékalẹ̀ ìlànà à ń tọ̀ tó jẹ́ ojúlówó. Ó ní àwọn olùjàǹfààní wà ní ìlànà pẹ̀lú àwọn àjọ nílẹ̀ yìí àti lórílẹ̀‐èdè mìíràn.
ṣí ilé ibi tí àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ti máa rí ìrànlọ́wọ́ gbà, ilé iṣẹ́ ìrànlọ́wọ́ nìyí. Aláwọn tó ń bá wa ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ tán máa fún àwọn ènìyàn ní ìrànlọ́wọ́ yìí. So it's like a connection center, ibi tán ti máa gba ìrànlọ́wọ́. Tó bá nílò ìrànlọ́wọ́ wàá wá forúkọ sílẹ̀. So ilé iṣẹ́ ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún àwọn èèyàn yìí, ó lè jẹ́ pé ìrànlọ́wọ́ ní tinú ẹ̀mí, ní tinú ara, ní ti owó, ní ti ilé ìwé, ní ti pé oúnjẹ, ní ti pé mo fẹ́ lọ ilé ìwé, ní ti pé mo nílò ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún iṣẹ́ mi.
Níbi ó ti kù 50 ọjọ́ sí ètò ìdìbò ọ̀hún báyìí àti níbi ó ti kù 50 ọjọ́ sí ètò ìdìbò gómìnà ọ̀hún, Fagbohunwápè fún sísàmúlò ayélujára láti mọ nǹkan táláìlú ń dojúkọ. Ilé-ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ti ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ni wọ́n ti ṣàfihàn nọ́mbà ààbò kan báyìí tí ń ṣe 111 àti 112 láti lè túbọ̀ jẹ́ kí ààbò péye lórí ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá àwọn ènìyàn nípínlẹ̀ yìí. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n fi ránṣẹ́ sí iléeṣẹ́ Midas Radio ní akójànú ilé Ọpẹ́yẹmí Ajíbọ́lá ti ní èyí ló jáde lẹ́yìn ohun tí wọ́n fẹnu kò sí nínú ìjókòó ilé tó sì jẹ́ wípé ó ti gba orí ọ̀fẹ́ àti òǹtẹ̀ gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí. Wọ́n wá rọ àwọn ènìyàn ìpínlẹ̀ yìí láti ṣàmúlò nọ́mbà ọ̀hún. Ilé aṣòfin náà ń fọwọ́ sọ̀yà ipa àti ìgbìyànjú wọn o lójúnà àti jẹ́ kí ètò ààbò túbọ̀ jáfáfá ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì àti wípé kí àwọn ará ìlú kí wọ́n fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ láti ṣàmúlò nọ́mbà ọ̀hún gẹ́gẹ́ bí nọ́mbà fún ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ pàjáwìrì. Ìròyìn Jale Jako lẹ̀ ń gbọ́ láti kàn ní Midas Radio 90.5 FM.
rántí láti dáàbòbo ilẹ̀ yìí àti ẹ̀yẹ ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ìtàkùn www.midasradio905.fm fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ ìròyìn ẹ tún lè tẹ̀lé wa lórí àwọn ìtàkùn ayélujára wa gbogbo @midasradio905 fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ ìròyìn lóòrèkóòrè ẹ tún lè download app Midas Radio lórí Apple tàbí Play Store fún àǹfààní láti gbọ́ wa kétékété. Ìkànnì Midas Radio wà fún àbójútó rẹ a sì ní ìpinnu láti fún ọ ní ìròyìn tó jọjú.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ padà, ìròyìn Jale Jako ń tẹ̀ síwájú. Àjọ ọlọ́pàá ti olú ìlú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ló ti ní wọn yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ àyẹ̀wò ara àti ọpọlọ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wọn báyìí láti ọjọ́ 4 oṣù karùn-ún ọdún yìí lójúnà àti mójútó iṣẹ́ wọn nígbà tí wọ́n bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àti nígbà tí wọ́n bá sí lẹ́nu iṣẹ́. Kọmíṣánná fún àjọ ọlọ́pàá ti olú ìlú orílẹ̀-èdè Ahmed Sanusi ló fọ̀rọ̀ yìí léde nígbà ìpàdé pàjáwìrì tó ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn alákòóso agbègbè DPO àtàwọn lọ́gàlọ́gà míì tó fi mọ́ gbogbo ọlọ́pàá olú ìlú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Sanusi wá pàṣẹ fún ọ̀gá lẹ́ka ètò ìlera fáwọn ọlọ́pàá Ifáyàṣẹ Akíọlá láti ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹni ọ̀rọ̀ kan lórí ìgbésẹ̀ àyẹ̀wò náà. Kọmíṣánná ní ó ṣe pàtàkì káwọn ọlọ́pàá mú ìjáfáfá àti ìkóra ẹni ní ìjánu mọ́ iṣẹ́ wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí agbófinró lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Nigeria Democratic Congress ló ti mú ọjọ́ 9 oṣù karùn-ún ọdún yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọjọ́ gan tí ìpàdé àpapọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún yóò wáyé nílùú Àbújá. Abdulmumin Abdulsalam tó jẹ́ akọ̀wé ìpolongo ẹgbẹ́ náà ṣàlàyé wípé ìpàdé ti wọ́ọ̀dù àti ti oríkò ìdìbò ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lónìí òde yìí tí ó sì tẹnubọ̀pọ̀ lọ́la. Tí ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ àti ìpínlẹ̀ yóò wáyé lọ́jọ́ 4 oṣù karùn-ún táwọn ìhà yóò wáyé lọ́jọ́ 6 oṣù karùn-ún tí àpapọ̀ yóò wá tẹ̀lé lọ́jọ́ 7 rẹ̀. Wọ́n ní ètò ẹgbẹ́ yìí wà ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú ìlànà ń tọ̀ láti ẹsẹ̀ kòkó títí tó fi dé òkè pátápátá lọ́nà tó bá òfin mu. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ló ti pàṣẹ fún olórí òṣìṣẹ́ rẹ̀ báyìí Fẹ́mi Gbàjàbíàmílà àti olùbádámọ̀ràn rẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú Ibrahim Masari láti ṣàbójútó ètò ìdìbò abẹ́lé ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress sí ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà àti ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà kejì ilẹ̀ yìí ṣáájú ètò ìdìbò gbogbogbò ti ọdún 2027. Nínú ìlànà ọ̀hún ni àwọn alábòjútó ètò ọ̀hún yóò sì ṣàbójútó ètò ìbò kòmẹ́sẹ̀ ọyọ ọ̀hún tí ó jẹ́ wípé Gbàjàbíàmílà àti Masari ni ó wà lára àwọn tí yóò ṣe àkóso ètò ìdìbò náà kí wọ́n sì ní ìbáṣepọ̀ tó dánmọ́rán pẹ̀lú àwọn gómìnà ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC, àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ amúṣẹ́yá ẹgbẹ́, olórí ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà àti olórí ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà kejì láti lè jẹ́ kí ètò ìdìbò abẹ́lé ọ̀hún tó jẹ́ èyí tó gbóúnjẹ fẹ́gbẹ́ tó sì túgbà wo rẹ̀ bọ̀. ní tìbútòrò káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n sọ pé ètò ìdìbò ọ̀hún ni yóò ti wáyé. Látilẹ̀ òkèrè, ìjọba ilẹ̀ Sweden ló ti mú àfikún bá iye ọdún táwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè míì lè gbé lọ́dọ̀ wọn báyìí láti ọdún 5 sí ọdún 8 tí yóò sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ipa bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ 6 oṣù kẹfà ọdún yìí. Àwọn adarí ṣàlàyé wípé ìgbésẹ̀ yìí yóò mú ìbáṣepọ̀ tó dánmọ́rán wà, yóò tún fún àwọn àlejò láǹfààní láti gbé ní Sweden fún ìgbà pípẹ́. O52 yìí ni wọ́n ní ó wà fún àwọn tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ gba